Yes, guys. Welcome to another episode of Matt Zena Acting Tips. Right, today I'm going to begin upon quite an important subject, and then, as usual, I'm just going to start to unpack it. It'll probably end up being a lovely, in-depth, long episode, but you know what I'm like when I really like to get into a subject, and that is I want you to understand how you can make yourself more valuable in 2023. Now, lots of actors don't realise what it is that they actually sell, and that is value. And you've got to always be of the understanding, look, this is a business, and business is the mutual exchange of value. Forget about money, forget about all of these things. Business is the mutual exchange of value. You currently, based on your value, get the roles that match your value. Whether you like it or not, that is the truth. So in order for you to get those roles that, let's face it, you want, you have to increase your value. If you are of a certain value, you are valuable enough, you will be considered for roles that are of an equivalent value. So actors' aims should always be to increase their value, make themselves more valuable. How do you do that? Right. There is actually around 19, 20 different value areas that I've done content on before, that I've discovered over the years, and I add to it all the time. As a casting director, producer asks for certain things that they deem to be of value, I then add that to the list. And this is the type of things that I mentor my own personal clients on to increase their value constantly. And it's the reason why, obviously, they do incredibly well. But in 2023, I want you now to make this your absolute priority. So there's a few things that I really want to highlight. Number one is skills. Now, what actors do is they blindly run around doing combat, doing accents, doing this, doing that, and that's good. They're in the right mindset. It's like, right, I need to increase my value, my skill set. But really, what I want you to think about is how to actually be incredibly smart with that. What you need to do is, this industry always works on trends, all right? I want you to look at the trends that are currently available, all right? When I say available, that you currently see in the type of productions being made. So, say for instance, the last kind of trend that we had was all these kind of epics, you know, Viking dramas, kind of things like Lord of the Rings and fantasy epics and things like that, all right? So, if you were ahead of that curve and you were recognizing that curve, you would have gone and you'd have been trained on horses. You'd have gone and got your combat, sword fighting, all of that, and you'd have been in a very good position. What you need to think of now is what is currently in trend, or what's going to be in trend in the next few years. And then you need to very smartly start to pick your skill set that you're going to develop based on what you can perceive is currently in trend. Now, there's a few trends actually knocking around at the minute. So this is me giving it. Obviously, we've just come out of the pandemic. There's going to be lots and lots of kind of pandemic. There's a lot of medical things coming out at the minute. So wink, wink. You know, I've got a client who has gone and started to train with St. John's Ambulance just so that they can have that on the CV, being medically trained, obviously for certain roles, medical roles, nurses, doctors, etc., to at least understand the basics, all right? There's lots and lots of trends just like that one and ways that you can start to feed into it. There's trends within the kind of areas. You know, we've had this kind of northern town epidemic at the minute where, you know, lots of things being filmed in West Yorkshire, Yorkshire. So, of course, if you saw that trend, you would then go get trained with the Yorkshire accent and you would really nail down certain accents to do with what trends you're seeing. The US is still bang on trend, okay? We've got this huge facility in the UK where American films come and film constantly. In the UK, you need a US accent. There's just no getting over it. So you need to see all these trends. So when you're increasing your value, increase your value and increase your skill set, but do it smartly. All right? As well as that, the single, and I mean single, best way to increase your value in 2023 and beyond, and for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, is to create a personal brand. This is a social media presence, an online presence where you're a brand and you serve people through social media and people are aware of you. Attention is currency, and producers, directors are totally aware of this. And if you've not caught up yet and you are still fighting against social media, you will be left behind because it's going to become more and more prominent. So many casting decisions are being made based on people's personal brand, social media presence, the value that they have. It's not something that the industry likes. It's not something there'll be so many actors now watching this going, I hate him. How dare he say that? Doesn't stop it being true. I don't particularly like it, I'll be honest. You know, I wish it was all about other value areas, but just because you don't like something, it doesn't mean it's not true. I always say, look, Blockbuster Video didn't like the idea that films and movies were going online. Didn't stop them going out of business, did it? All right. So we have to be honest, and you have to get ahead, and you have to have a personal brand and a presence, and you have to start putting out serious content on a daily basis to get and grab your audience. It's out there. You need to get your audience, because if you can bring eyes on you to a project that makes you incredibly valuable, okay? So make sure that you make the decision to do that straight away. And this is something that you are going to make as part of your career and there's so many other benefits, guys. You can start a business on the back of it. You can have things like affiliate links. You can make it a part-time business as well as just being about your acting career. So really, those are the things that I really wanted to highlight for you to genuinely start to increase your value in 2023. Okay? Because I genuinely wanted to succeed. It's why I create this free content. And there is enough space in this business for everybody who wants to increase their value and is willing to put the work in. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you understood it. If you've got any comments, make sure you put them in the comment reel and I'll be happy and I'll reply to every single one of them. And make sure that you subscribe and make sure you join me next week for another episode of Matt Zena Acting Tips.